Boston Dynamics unveiled 3 major updates to its Spot robot. The robot can now act more autonomously at remote locations and perform complex tasks with smart robotic arms. All the details in this one episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the PRO Robots channel. Let's go! At the request of large customers, the company created a new version of the robot that can be sent anywhere and left forever alone. Not only does the new Spot Enterprise contain a more powerful processor for advanced autonomous tasks, but it also is capable of charging itself. This means that while Spot Explorer could run for 90 minutes without recharging, the Spot Enterprise can work offline independently. The charging station contains a small QR tags that Spot cameras can identify and use to correctly position the robot. The docking station includes a wired connection to the internet, making it faster and more reliable to download sensor data collected by Spot during its travels. But self-charging isn't enough to send Spot to a remote oil platform, an underground mine, or the moon and just forget about it. Reliable remote controls are also needed, and Boston Dynamics introduced the Scout interface, which is also compatible with past versions of the robot. Scout works over a slow internet connection, requiring only a couple of megabits per second to control the robot. This is achieved by doing all the calculations and information processing on-site. The system uses a Boston Dynamics server that's been installed on the same local network as the robot. This server processes and compresses data from the robot before sending it over the internet. Previously, the robot Spot could also be controlled via the internet. Boston Dynamics itself developed its own tools in-house for this, offering potential customers remote testing of the robot and third-party companies such as Rocos and Formant. But Scout is the first app that can be used no matter how far the owner is from the robot. The control process is still no different than a video game, and you can use an actual video game controller to do it. Although there's a noticeable delay between pressing a button and the robot's response, it doesn't really affect the control process overall, as the robot can largely move around and perform tasks autonomously. And for repetitive missions, no operator is needed at all. With Scout, multiple or one operator can control one or more robots, however not simultaneously. Currently, only one operator will have access to a specified robot, and the others can watch the robot and see the data it provides. The company has not forgotten about security either. Security best practices have been implemented at every level of the system. Both on the robot and the server use full data encryption both in transmission and at rest. The company also recommends that its customers use a VPN to add an extra layer of security to the connection between the operator's local system and the robot's remote site. So, the robot dog uprising is off for now. The only disadvantage of Scout is the lack of ability to control the new robot arm through it. Boston Dynamics has been working on an arm for 4-legged robots for quite some time now. The sensational video in 2018 in which Spot used his hand to open a door was not the first. In 2016, Spot unloaded a dishwasher with his hands and fetched a beer, albeit not successfully. But the first tryouts took place back in 2013 when Big Dog was scattering cinder blocks with his hydraulic arm, using his whole body to keep his balance. Spot's arm is not as powerful. It can only drag a cinder block on the ground, but it's not small either. At 8 kilograms, its arm with 8 degrees of freedom can lift 5 kilograms of weight, but more importantly, it can act in concert with the entire robot body and perform a number of tasks autonomously. Just point the robot to a lever to switch or a door to open, and it grabs and turns the object by itself. In doing so, the robot will use its legs and body position to increase the strength of its arm. According to developers, although Spot's arm uses a very simple grip with only 1 degree of freedom, its design is thoughtful enough to allow the robot to firmly grasp even round objects, such as a round door handle. The robot had to open every existing door in Boston Dynamics headquarters before the engineers decided the gripper was good enough. Interestingly, all of the scenes in the new video, such as planting a plant or picking up clothes for laundry, are almost fully integrated autonomous behaviors based on a prescribed script. For example, engineers have trained sensors to detect an object, and the robot identifies that object in the environment, picks it up, and puts it in the garage, doing all of this autonomously. The scripted part of this process is to tell the robot to perform a series of specific actions. This is to indicate a point on the map, and the robot will go there by itself, choosing a route and bypassing obstacles. It's the same here, just click on an object on the remote screen and the robot will pick it up by itself, choosing the strength and method of grasping. The tablet's interface is enough for any operator, even with minimal training, to tell the robot things to pick up or levers to turn. For more complex actions that need to be done by hand, the robot can be programmed by itself through an open API. This way of control, by the way, can give interesting jobs for people with disabilities. They can become full-fledged robot operators. The price of the robot with a robot arm has not yet been disclosed. However, for the 400 Spot devices already sold, those owners can buy the robot arm if they get it professionally installed. If you want to check out more about this robot and its details, check out the video in the card above. Subscribe to the Pro Robot channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Looks like Boston Dynamics has a lot more interesting things ahead.